Hotel Echo Lima Lima Oscar. Good afternoon from Southeast London, England, from your host, your guy himself, the one and only and truly DLG Repping, otherwise short for Dele London Guna, space, Romeo Echo Papa Papa Indigo November. Well, it was a poor afternoon at Goodison Park for us. We allowed the occasion of the new management bounce to get the better of us. We allowed the support, we allowed the home terraces to get the better of us, I think. And the occasion, we didn't rise up to it because we wasn't up for it. It finished Everton 1, Arsenal nil, and I'm going to be doing the match review here. Giving you the player ratings, management, ref, and the fans. But before I get into all that, show me love, respect, and joy, and smash the thumbs up like button for me, Do that in abundance. Speaking of love, respect, and joy, make sure you share this channel virally all over the globe, especially to your friends and your relatives, Share this all over. And if you're watching me for the first time, allow me to say welcome on board. It's a pleasure having you if you're watching me for the first time. Just make sure you get subscribing, get sharing, should I say. Share this channel all over the globe for me, amongst your friends and your relatives, and tell them to share it amongst their friends and relatives. Your reaction, your opinions, etc., they're all welcome in the comment section below. What can I say? And your experience of going to an away game, such as Goodison Park yesterday, or any away game, if you want to talk about any away game, but particularly this recent away game that we've lost. It's our first defeat in 5 months. So, I say first defeat since September. So it's not all sad. We can bounce back. Leave it in the comment section below where positive feedback where positive feedback belongs. That's where it lives. So keep it respectful. And last but not least, help me subscribe to the channel. Smash that sub button for me, left, right, and center, gloriously but passionately for me. All that I want to do is get to 1,000 subscribers by beginning of this year so far, maybe middle or the end of this year. Smash the subscribe button for me, passionately, gloriously, Remember, if you do sub to the channel, I'll shout you out with love, joy, and respect, And I do mean that from the bottom of my heart. So get subscribing, And I'll do my best to be as consistent as possible, unless the electricity stops me from being consistent. That's the only thing that will stop me, but it will be a rarity, that I can assure you. So let's get into the ratings, shall we? Before getting into the ratings, let's get into the match review. First off, I thought Everton should have possibly had 3 goals to our 0. It should have been 3-0 up at half time. Our defending was bad. Marking from crosses, poor. If you're looking at individuals, Partey looked like he struggled in the game. Odegaard, he looked woeful. Benjamin White was terrible in what he was asked to do. In whatever he was supposed to do, he was terrible as a right back. His performance in that game, in the last 2 games, not been good enough. If you look at our centre halves, they were very uncomfortable dealing with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and he had a header from a he had a header that went wide of the far post as the cross came in from Seamus Coleman from the right. He had a glancing header where he got between Gabriel and Saliba. No one marking him, no one putting in a challenge to mark him. It's like they were ball watching, and he should have scored 2 goals. Abdoulaye Doucouré from a wicked cross by the right McNeil. He should have scored it himself. Don't get me wrong, we had chances in the first half, and Eddie Nketiah, He's done well to turn the defender, but how on earth has he not hit the target? It's gone well wide of the target. That's disappointing. From a man who knows where the back of the net is, that is disappointing. Uh, Bukayo Saka had a side-footed volley, well controlled, on target, but cleared of the line by Cody Connor Cody. That's it. My tongue. And Partey had a long-range curling effort straight at Jordan Pickford. Although he spilt it the first time, but he managed to gather it on the second attempt. In the second half, in front of goal, there was nothing. We offered very little until we brought on Trossard. He was the only one that looked like a threat in front of goal. He looked like he was going to do something. At least he's prepared to get shots off. Bukayo Saka, even though it wasn't his best of second halves, at least he tried to do something. You know, he looked like he was going to spark an attack where he will create something out of nothing. But other than that, Everton were superb at everything. They won every tackle, whether it was a slide tackle, whether it was they won every challenge, whether it was a slide tackle, balls won in the air. They closed us down. Their intensity was much more superior to our intensity, and I didn't see enough intensity from us, and it was a disappointing performance all around. So let's get into the ratings without further ado. In goal, Aaron Ramsdale. Well, he was one of our better performers between the sticks. He had to make a good reactionary save, a reverse save, should I say, where I think Idrissa Gueye had a deflected effort off our defender, and he had to arc his body to turn the other way to make a sublime save. And in the first half, he fought with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Other than that, he can't be faulted for the goal. I'm going to give him a 7 for his efforts. And I appreciate his effort. Right back, Benjamin White. Appalling. Just appalling. He didn't do enough to support Saka when he was faced 2-on-1. Whether it was Iwobi and Mykolenko or Dwight McNeil or Mykolenko, he didn't do enough. He should have done enough to make that run and make Mykolenko, make their left back Mykolenko think about it and go with him. But he didn't do enough to free up Bukayo Saka for a run at the defence. And defensively, he didn't really have too much to do as such. So I'm going to give him a 4. Not good enough. Unacceptable. And I expect better from Benjamin White. A hell of a lot better. Good to hear you. Good to hear from you, Jay Stings. He says here, good to see you sorted out your electricity problem, Mr. Reppin. Yeah. That was all thanks to the government. Giving energy companies the go-ahead to insert £66 into every meter in the household of the UK. But I'm good, man. Yeah, for me, 4 out of 10 for Benjamin White. If you got your own player ratings, you can leave it in the comment section below. Be as honest as you can, Arsenal fans. I don't expect Everton fans to come in. Well, they can come in as well. Any football fan can come in fact. This is all for football fans up and down the world. Anyway, William Saliba. Yeah. Defended crosses when he could, but there were times where he was a bit panicky and too nervous for my liking. A 5 for William Saliba. Not one of his best games. And he struggled in the air against Dominic Calvert-Lewin. As so Gabriel dos Santos Magalhaes. Yeah, he struggled against Calvert-Lewin in the air. He won every ball against them that came from a goal kick. And that being said, he allowed when Seamus Coleman puts a cross in on the right, he's left Dominic Calvert-Lewin in yards of space to get a free header, and I expect better from him. I'm giving him a 5 as well. Alexander Zinchenko, well, he was all right on the ball. As of yesterday, he was all right on the ball from what I see of him all throughout this season. He could have been more. I mean, he could have been more offensive to give Gabriel Martinelli support whenever he had to go at Seamus Coleman. But other than that, yeah, not a bad performance. Not at his best. 6. Now, let me be honest. No, I'm going to give him a 6. I'll stick with a 6. The midfield 3. Thomas Partey struggled all game. He got beat for skill by Onana, beat for skill by Idrissa Gueye. He didn't look as fit as he would like to. He didn't look as fit as he normally would, and that could be a concern. And I think bringing on Jorginho was understandable, but I didn't think he struggled too deep with his injury, with his fitness, but with his performance, he struggled a lot. 4 for Thomas Partey. Right, the man on his right, Martin Odegaard. I'm giving him a 3. He offered absolutely diddly squats. Got pressed into a situation where he could have given the ball away. Got out bullied by the Everton trio in the midfield, and he didn't offer us no end product when he had the ball. And for me, he was just woeful. I'm giving him a 3. I'm going to read this comment here from Jay Stings again. He says here, hugely disappointing performance. Arsenal has risen the bar this season for the quality of football we expect from them. So it was frustrating to see a performance from 2 years ago. It was. I thought those days were long and far behind us. But obviously, all right, you got the new management bounce. Yeah, I get that. But we needed to play our game. We needed to perform exceptionally well off the ball. And we were atrocious when we didn't have the ball. We left too much gaps and spaces for Everton to exploit. And when Everton didn't have the ball, you watch how well they performed. They never stopped running. Why couldn't we stop running? It's like Eddie Nketiah would press and no one would press with him. So not good enough for me. Just thought I'd read your comment out the way, Jay Stinks. You are absolutely right. It is a hugely disappointing performance from us. Granit Xhaka. He weren't too bad, but not his usual self. He's normally dynamic. He's normally he's normally dynamic, and he's normally on point with his passing. And for me, I think he struggled mainly in the second half, even though he tried galvanise the team, urge the team to keep going. For me, I'm going to give Granit Xhaka. I'm going to give him a 5.5. I don't think I can be any fairer than that. Right, the front 3. Bukayo Saka. Out of the front 3, I'd say he was the best at a bad bunch with the front 3. For me, he looked really, really promising against Mykolenko if he was left one-on-one. For the simple fact that Iwobi and Mykolenko doubled up on him, it was a difficult all-round game for him, all-round afternoon. And that was because of the disappointment of Benjamin White not overlapping him enough. Other than that, he had a controlled volley well saved cleared off the line by Connor Cody. But if you ask me, it weren't the best of games for Bukayo Saka. Not at his most brilliant. I'm going to give him a 6. On the other wing, Gabriel Martinelli, he was quiet in that game. Well, I won't say quiet, but he had spells where he was prepared to run at Seamus Coleman. But there was a number of times where the ball went out to him and I just wanted him to go directly at Seamus Coleman and see if he can get some change out of him. And instead of doing that, he just looked for the red and white shirt, a backward pass or a sideward pass. And his end product at times, in terms of crossing deliveries, just woeful. I think he deserved to be taken off for Trossard, so I'm going to give him a 5. Eddie Nketiah, for me, he did try work as hard as he can, but the one opportunity he had in front of goal, he was so wasteful and skied it over just past the front post. It was a woeful effort where he's turned the defender and didn't do enough to get that shot on target. He should be aiming for the back stick. You know, he's done all the hard work extremely well. Why ain't that ball nestling at the back post? I just don't know. And then in the second half, he does put the effort in to battle, but for me, not enough. Apart from the fact that he made an amazing run where he's got past 2 Everton players, teed up Martin Odegaard, and Martin Odegaard blazed it. Well, he side-footed it over the bar, and that's one of the reasons I give him a 3. With Eddie Nketiah, I'll give him a 5.5. Right, the substitution, Leandro Trossard. He offered us direct play. He got at Seamus Coleman, whether he was going to go inside of him or outside of him. But Seamus Coleman, to his credit, he was equal to the challenge. And he got us, because of him, we won 2 corners on that left-hand side where he really had to go at Seamus Coleman. He had 2 efforts on goal, one on target, which was saved by Pickford. It was a routine save for the goalkeeper, if I'm being honest, in truth. And the other effort where he tried to curl it into the far post, it was a poor effort. Trossard, 5.5. Jorginho offered us. He didn't really offer us a lot, really, other than keeping the ball, playing it safe backwards or maybe sideways, but I didn't see a lot. I'm gonna say 5. Takahiro Tomiyasu come on again. Didn't offer us really anything. I'm not even gonna mark him down. Let me give him a standard 5. Right, Mikel Arteta. I thought it was a strange decision to bring on Jorginho. I don't think Partey was that poor. He wasn't the poorest performer in the red and white shirt. That was Martin Odegaard. That's why I gave him a 3. I expect so much better from him. And I forgot to mention, he should have made it clear and loud, should I say loud and clear, to Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães or William Saliba to mark James Tarkowski. James Tarkowski not only out-muscled him, he out-bullied him and wanted to win the header more. Hence the reason why he scored the goal of the game. Martin Odegaard is a club captain, and you cannot open your mouth and vocally demand one of your 2 centre-halves to mark James Tarkowski. Poor. In fact, on top of your all-round performance, Martin Odegaard, you get a 2 out of 10, not a 3. 2 out of 10. Right. Anyway, talking about Mikel Arteta. I am disappointed with Mikel Arteta. Well, I am disappointed, and I think he's disappointed. For me, it's not the loss that's disappointing, but for me, I felt that he needed to try something different. Maybe, if not a change of formation, maybe he needed to go with, maybe get someone up there with Eddie Nketiah. Maybe bring on Trossard in the second half. Maybe it was I think it was Trossard who should have come on in the second half. And the timing of that substitution, not the best. He should have brought him on at the start of the second half. Like, for example, he brought on Tomiyasu for Benjamin White at home to Man United at the start of the second half. Why couldn't he have brought on Trossard at the start of the second half at Goodison Park? He didn't look phased at all. He was going directly at Seamus Coleman, and he did the best he could. Jorginho, again, I didn't understand that substitution. He offered us very little in terms of compared to what Partey offers us. And I just don't understand the defending. I can't understand what is going on between Saliba and Gabriel. They were leaving too much space for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to get joy, or Mopé to get a running on goal. But it never came down to Mopé doing much, because all he done was wind up Zinchenko, the wind up merchant Mopé is. But other than that, I'm going to give Mikel Arteta a sorry 6. The referee, he can have a 3 for me. There were some tackles that were going in so horrendous. Well, there were some real late tackles going in that should have been punished. All right, he dished that 4 yellow cards to an Everton player and 1 for an Arsenal player. Well, there was screams from the Arsenal fans saying that Mopé should have seen red. We just don't know what happened there. But what I do know is he let a few things go where he shouldn't have, where he should have been more stronger. I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10. The Arsenal fans, massive credit to those Arsenal fans who woke up early to get to Goodison Park at 12:30 for a 12:30 kickoff. They must have travelled in their motos, some on a train, some on coaches from London Euston, of course. You can get to Merseyside or Liverpool for that matter. And they travelled in their droves, got behind the team, sang and chanted for the bulk of the game. I'm going to give the Arsenal fans a 9.5. No, 9. Let me give them a 9 this time. So, viewers, shout out to yourself for viewing, yeah? I hope you've told your relatives and friends to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And just do all of that for me. Jay Stings, nice to hear from you again. Other than that, I'm going to read a little comment here which says, I think Jorginho is a Chelsea agent. Oh, come on, Jay Stings. It's not that deep. We're not sitting in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th no more. We're still top of the league. And I'm not depending on a favour from the enemy across the road. No, I'm not. However, we've only got ourselves to blame if we do not win the league title. We need to bounce back with a big win against Brentford and then prepare for a bigger game against Manchester City, the champions of England. Fact. End of. Full stop. Other than that, yeah, always a pleasure to bust another match day review with you guys, whether we win, lose, or draw. Ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, I thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching and saving the best to last. Thank you so much for putting up with me, even though I should look more disappointed. Yet again, look after your friends, do look after your families, and make sure you look after yourselves, as it's always important that you look after yourselves in more ways than one. More peace, more love, more blessings again. And as I always say, just remember to please be nice, and do always be nice. DLG Rep, and we'll chat again, yeah? Nice.